So coming up next, we are going to hear from Larry Solomon, who's the Senior Vice President of Corporate Communications for at&t. at&t is our presenting sponsor. They have fed us the delicious lunch, and make sure if you need to charge, you go to the charging station in the gallery and visit them. They have some cool devices there. But before that, before we get to Larry, let me tell you a little bit about him. He has been at at&t for 15 years. In 11 of those years, he has helped lead at&t's PR efforts, and the company has ranked #1 on the Fortune's Most Admired Telecommunications Company list, and it is among the top 50 most admired companies in the world. During his time at at&t, they have won more than 26 PR industry awards, including 11 Silver Anvil Awards from PRSA. Before Larry comes up, we're going to see a brief video from at&t. So let's give him an advance round of applause.
Have you ever watched the movie you wanted to? The minute you wanted to?
So this is where we stand on the atrium.
Or attended a meeting?
You know, I really like what you guys have been doing,
In your bare feet?
but I may have a few other ideas.
Or sent someone a fax? From the beach? You will. And the company that will bring it to you? at&t.
That was 17 years ago. And as Tony said earlier this morning, we don't do so good on predictions. The tablet deal we got right directionally, mobile broadband we got right, but the fax piece, obviously, we blew it. And yes, the technology is awesome. And I'm sorry I would have yielded my time to you. It was a terrific presentation. But we view our job today and why we're here is being very, very different than the old at&t. Because our job is really about investing and innovating the platform, the network, that allows the people in this room, other app developers, device makers, to innovate on top of us. And some of the trends that Pete talked about earlier are very real in our world, HTML5 being one of them. So I think that this conference opens up the possibility of how content and technology can come together over the next 5 to 10 years. I talked about us opening the network, which is something we hadn't done before until about 2 or 3 years ago. We said, if we're going to be successful, it's not going to be just because of our own engineers and scientists. It's going to be because we open our network and we open our APIs and we invite developers to develop into the at&t network. And so today we'll be at CES and we'll have more than 1,000 developers come to the at&t Developer Summit. And we work with them. We give them billing APIs and location-based APIs and messaging APIs to help them make their apps work better for the end-user consumer. This last year, we opened up 3 what we call at&t Foundries, one in Tel Aviv, one in Palo Alto, and one in Plano, Texas, where we're working with developers and companies who are wanting to solve problems. And they have ideas for how they have a device, a wireless device that might work for consumers in the healthcare area or tracking inventory. We're working with apps developers who have an idea for their app, but they don't have a distribution platform. So we're helping them get started. We're doing speed dating programs with app developers across the country, partnering with VC firms like Sequoia. So we have a lot going on, which is it's new to at&t over the last couple of years, but it's very, very exciting. And so I get energized when I hear the ideas that you guys talked about this morning. But the other piece of it, and the innovation won't really work unless we have enough network capacity. And increasingly, that's mobile. We're investing about $20 billion this year in our network, adding about 800 cell sites in New York City alone, rolling out LTE, 4G LTE. We'll have about 70 million consumers covered across the U.S. by the end of this year, and it's going to be coming to New York City soon. And this is the leap in speed like we've never seen before. It's like 10x the speed that you get on 3G. And the reason that's important to everybody in this room is that when you lower the latency of these wireless networks, suddenly real-time gaming becomes something that you can get excited about. HD video conference calls with your colleagues or with your family over a device like this becomes a reality as well. The only thing that's kind of the gating factor on us being able to build that network is spectrum and capacity. That's why we're doing the T-Mobile deal. That's why the FCC is trying to work to get more spectrum freed up for all wireless carriers. So it's exciting, and I'm not going to go into kind of what the future will look like, but 3 broad trends that we see is, number 1, apps and content will be contextual and relevant. They'll be location aware, time aware, productivity aware, so that we see it today in some apps, but in the future, the network and the cloud will know where you are, what time of day, what day of the week, and will deliver you content and apps that are relevant for that period of time. The second big trend is that apps will become natural companions. Right now, you have to go out, download an app, you have to use the app. Really, today, people are having to adapt to technology, and we believe in the future, technology will be adapting to people. And so, like myself, journalism major, math was not my strong suit. I think in the future, I can get a soft patch to help me with my math abilities, and I think that'll come through an app. And then the third key factor is that hardware devices will become less important, and content and the cloud will become much more important, so that you can have your own personal cloud that follows you around no matter where you are. And I can go to your house and use your tablet computer, and I can authenticate, and my cloud follows me. The same user interface, the same look, the same applications. So it's an exciting future. We don't know exactly where it's going, but our job is to invest and innovate to enable you guys to come up with terrific new ideas to make it happen.